Bridget walks into the art department and she goes, "Who wants to design a space fighter?" I swear to God. And I was like, and I'm a pretty, chill, laid back. And I just like, yeah, literally, I said,
It's
pick
like the
me.
Leafs have scored.
Yeah, yeah, pick me. So we watched, so we were, yeah, like the Leafs that score. Yeah, exactly. So we're Canucks, depending on,
Okay, fine. That's
not
fair.
Boston, not Boston. You don't do that. Anyway,
So they had
so we're,
Tangent established with the X-301 in season 4, and you had the Death Gliders, and that's what you're designing this thing from, because we're reverse engineering essentially gold tech, and that's where this thing comes from.
yes, and that's what I found so exciting. So I agreed to this without knowing what I was doing. I had been watching, I had been catching up on my Stargate after I had the interview, because I was hired sometime in December, and so I was catching up on my Stargate episodes, but I had not got to that episode,
Mm.
and so we watched all those episodes as an art department, and that's where I began to understand this idea of, we're going to be defending the Earth using reverse engineered Goa'uld technology. Ah, there we go. There we go. So my pitch, this was like my first kind of design pitch ever in film, and and basically the we need a Goa'uld death glider, but it has to be built by the Tauri. And so I said, why don't we make a death glider and mash it up with the F-117 stealth fighter? And they bought it, and they said, yeah, great, go for it.
Those are those
And
lines.
so I was like, the 12-year-old me inside my was shaking. I was like, oh my God, is this real? Am I do-? But then, the adult that has had a couple of design degrees and has worked in Germany and has, worked in the North with,
First
building
Nations, yeah.
First Nations is like, okay, what's the design brief?
Right.
What is the design brief? What does it? Well, it's got, first of all, it's got to look cool. Okay, this is Stargate's first spaceship, and we need to kind of announce that this is something exceptional. Second thing is that it has to work with the story. So there's one of my sketchbook pages. That's another idea that I had. It wasn't in the script, but I thought that the sort of the ejection handles on the old, I think it was the F4 Phantom. It was over
Yep.
the. Nowadays, I think the ejection handles are kind of lower because it just gravity works that way. But I had an idea. I pitched the ejection handles kind of by the head, and I'm new to film at this time. I am new to television, and so I had designed these incredibly cool ejection seat type seats for the spaceship, and they're all like, "Yeah, that's great, but we can't see the actors' heads." You can see if in that sketch there that it's quite tall, and that it was, you're not going to be able to, and bulky. And so you're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to do 50/50s and overs. And so I took that to heart, and I designed kind of a lower version
Okay.
of, like, so it's kind of at more at the neck height, but it still allows, and sort of it still allows kind of, the ability to kind of look behind. And then the other kind of imperative was that we be able to sort of have both the face of both actors in frame at the same time. And so that's where the kind of the stepped cockpit comes from. So you've got, but none of that looks like it was, designed to work for the TV show. It was, I try to make it look like it would. This is how this is how this machine is, and why would it be any other way?
And this is coming forward out of Air Force and Navy tech, and there's going to be a certain design familiarity there because they are of the same family, they are of the same kind. It's the same military. It's just one is just a little bit quieter than the other ones are. So it makes a lot of sense. But we have some maquettes here as well that we were kind of alluding to before. Let's have a look. I have not seen this, and I've seen a lot of the maquettes, and I've sold a few of them through PropWorks, and this is not one I've come across.
I don't know what happened to that one. That was something, again, I was new to this world, and I had no idea at the time the kind of the cultural the interest this kind of stuff would generate. So I built that out of paper, and
Wow.
I think it might have been I hate to say it, I think it might have been recycled. But you can see with the faceted, this is where kind of the computers come in. So I did all these kind of sketches and sort of marker concepts, but to actually get all those facets, I built it in the computer, and then I was able to just kind of lay those flat facets out and kind of fold and assemble. The jet intakes you see in the back, that was also a request from the director and the producers, because if there's a bit of scenery behind their heads, then every time we shoot back, we're not shooting into like a star screen or a green screen or something that's complicated and expensive. So I took all of the kind of the production asks and I tried to make them feel as though they were a natural part of what this machine would be. This is an example of sort of the working up the graphics on the again, it's human Earth technology, so it's got to have all those things. So it's got explosive bolts, it's got no step lines, it's got ejection seat warnings, all those graphics. I had done those graphics in red. But I think in the final model, I think in the final kind of
correct
visual effects, it was all, I think the graphics are all black.
Yeah.
And that's the 3D model. Again, you can see this is a long time ago, so this is quite a obviously the rendering and texturing.
It still looks pretty good, Peter.
Oh, thank you. That is a 25-year-old model, my friend. No, what is that?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
22-year-old model.
Yeah.
So the blue Naquita generators, I don't think lasted. I think that went away.
That's what those are. That's cool to know.
Yeah, I think that was like carrying some kind of the Naquita fuel pods.
Yeah. Speaking of carrying,
there you go. That was a very simple kind of Photoshop mock-up that I did. I did a rendering of the ship and
the gate. It looks like someone flew up there with O'Neill alongside the 747 and took that while he was trying to get the gate out of the atmosphere. It really does. I buy it.
There was so much invested in this project, and every idea that we pitched, Brad Wright he would listen to it. Some ideas he'd be like, nope. And other ideas he would be like, yeah, we can probably make that work.
What finish your thought first.
So they were like, what if because they pitched, what if they were carrying it on a 747 like the space shuttle? I said, well, why don't I work up a maquette and work up a little Photoshop mock-up and see how it works.
Wow. Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.